Warning, this is all financial advice. You can invest in any way that will make you feel comfortable. This is just a full breakdown of the stock to help you invest into a company that will help you grow your portfolio for the long term. Thank you.
It's time to hone your skills. You'll certainly need it.
Hello guys, my name is Kool-Aid Man 100X. Welcome to Black Money. Black people, listen. We're going to be doing a breakdown review of Airbnb. I want to actually get into this company. I had it on my list for a while. So let's get comfortable in my little chair and see where we can go from here. So first thing we like to do if y'all watch my videos, we always do this. Want to make sure this company pay out if you put in. So let's see if they pay dividends. So as you see here, Airbnb does not pay any dividends and don't plan on paying no dividends. So we already know we investing in something that ain't gonna give us nothing back. So that's cool, no problem, whatever. So the first thing we're going to be doing is going over the chart. So I like to do the 6 months, year, 5, or max. So we're going to go with the 6 months. It actually got key moments in the 6 months. So Airbnb been doing good for the past, couple of hours at 137. They actually took a 5.20% hit with 7.7 million volume, which is decent. They actually took another hit, 122, which I thought was cool, with 7.6 million hit. But this drop here, I don't know about this drop. I don't know what was going on here. I guess that's later on down the line, but they took a really big drop here. 115, 3%, 10 million. And went back up to 132. Then they actually went back down to 122, and they actually went up to 133. So we're going to look at the year for the key moments. Oof, they actually started off 120, 132, took a hit 122, 132, and 122 again. Let's look at the 5 years. Ooh, boy. It actually was peaking at 201, which was crazy. Dropped that back down to 167 and $96. God, when did this happen? 131 back up. They actually took another peak up here at 161. So they're at 132 now. For the max here, see total, they actually took a 5% hit, which actually brought them to 132.20 as of right now. I would say Airbnb is like an up and down situation because a lot of people is not investing in Airbnb anymore. They thought it was a cash cow. That's why it was so high, man. It was in the 200 a share. So everybody put all that money in the Airbnbs, and ain't nobody doing any Airbnbs. They actually seeing it's actually hitting them in the long run. So longevity, Airbnb was not the way to go, as we're seeing now. It's kind of crazy, but you know how it is. Let's look at the cash flow. Let's get under the hood, y'all. Net income, they coming in 642 mil. It was at 1.3 mil, took a hit, 341, 160. That's crazy. They was at 1.37 billion. They took a hit this year. That's not good. Cash operation. It cost y'all 1.3 bill to operate. 1.7. You went up. Now, let me get this straight. Airbnb operations is $1.71 billion. This is an online business. How in the world do y'all have operations that high? Unless y'all hiring people. That's the only thing I can in different countries. So probably so. But still, how does that even make sense? Changing inventory, none. Online business. Cash operation, you already did that. Cash from investing. Wow. Y'all are all in the negative. Okay. 91 mil negative, 206 mil, 300, 461. You have nothing invested. Well, except the online asset, which is Airbnb, but how y'all going to negative on your own company? I will never understand that situation, but to each his own. We're going to see where this money going. Financing. Yep. 301. Okay. Negative. That's where all your money's going. you're financing 2.97 bill. So half your money is in financing. So y'all are paying for insurances. So I guess these are events that you're paying out to people that happens at the property. So fair, cool. I heard y'all weren't giving out, that type of insurance anyway, but to each his own. Let's say what y'all cash flow looking like. Let's see if y'all got some leverage. 8, 6, 2, 1 bill. Okay, I can see this being 1 bill because y'all doing it in multiple countries for Airbnb. So Airbnb was always going to be the number one choice for people. So of course they're making profit. They're just going to stay at that bill. They ain't going to make no 5. They ain't upping that. That's probably going to be their baseline contention is to make $1 billion. That's it. So let's look at the balance sheet, guys. Okay, balance sheet is looking kind of good, I guess so, but we're gonna go a little deeper. The balance sheet inventory, I don't have any inventory, so that's dead. Total current assets. Okay, 23 bill, 8 bill, 23, decent. Y'all are accessing. Yo, what's up, guys? This your boy Kool-Aid Man 100X. I want you to hit the link in the description below for my zero investment books. We have a quick sale going on for $7. Link will be in the description below or in the comments below as well, so you can get a chance to get the $7 deal and other things that you want to learn how to invest and take your investing to the next level. So I hope y'all enjoy. I'm gonna catch you guys there. Y'all assets are Airbnb, so Airbnb is your asset. So that's basically why I said 20.6 bill. So yeah, they're asset at that. No problem with that. Prepaid expenses. You see, every time I get to these prepaid expenses, that's where we know where the company is actually making money. Oh, 68.98 bill. 66.98 mil. Oh, okay. I thought it was bill. Prepaid expenses. Don't know why that's high. Why that's even that high for online business. Kind of suspicious. I don't get that. Accruing bit. Oh, this is where it is. The total accrued expenses 1.6, 1.7, 1.7, 1.9. Yeah, y'all paying people out for damaging properties and stuff. So I already know y'all expenses are gonna be ridiculous. Long-term assets. This is surprising. Y'all don't have none really. 519 is y'all highest this year. Total assets. Y'all are the total assets basically. I can imagine y'all current position of long-term debt. Yeah, 2.5. Yeah, y'all debt is ridiculous. I already knew. Even going down here in long-term debt, 2.6. Yeah, y'all are paying out people. It's not making any money. That's why I said it was like a hit and a miss with Airbnb. It never was something long-term. Because these people with these properties are acting crazy. You got so many rules and all this stuff. That's why it'd be like, shoot, I just get a hotel. The only ones making money is hotels. I would love to get in them hotels too. I'm gonna start breaking them down as well, hotels, because I think them the only ones making profit. And that's hotel business will never go away. They will never go away. They will always be profited because they ain't got to worry about ABNB, the insurance, whatever. You in the room, you out, you out. That's basically how it is. That's literally how it works. So, the total assets, your total assets is y'all. So yeah, ain't nothing really to be really, concerned about that really. So if you really look at it, we're going to look at your, earnings sections. Y'all profiting, I know. Yeah. Y'all profiting 2 bill, 2, 4, 3, 2. Yeah. So y'all always been profitable. It's just, and you have to include, this is just not the United States. So you have to think about, Airbnb outside the country. So you can rent Airbnbs outside the country. So they actually making a profit off of those. So money is changed. So they put it back in USS dollars. So yeah, the profit is always going to be high. So whatever money you take out, you put it into another country, bam, bam, foreign exchange. There you go. So, let's look at the bullish and stuff, man. Let's go to the perplexity. This what made me kind of curious about here. The consumer is spending cutbacks in inflation, burning economy, and the stock nearly fall 50% earlier in the year. Yeah, that was because of the pandemic and stuff. Mr. Wall Street estimated due to elevation of technology, marketing investment, and raising concerns and demand growth, and artificially simulate rather than organically driven. So y'all mad because nobody renting out Airbnbs? That's basically what you're saying. You just putting it in layman. You just putting it in like high value terms, whatever y'all trying to do. Y'all ain't nothing but a digital hotel. That's it. But you put the people in control of their property, so they make these ridiculous rules. So that drives people away. There you go. There, you could have just said that. The management raised the full year revenue growth and guidance to low mid-teens up to low. Yeah, of course, teams gonna get Airbnbs, villas, all that stuff. Yeah, because they be hitting the monies and bam, be gone. The margins, multiple brokerages, and QA analysis for that 20% year-over-year growth. And I don't think y'all growing like that. Y'all gonna stay around the 130, 140 mark. I don't see y'all growing because there's so much stuff happening. And you have other companies that's actually being another Airbnb. So, Vibro and stuff like that. Other companies like Airbnb is being created. So y'all are losing to other people that's doing exactly what you're doing, but better affordable prices, way better locations, way safer locations. And they don't have people that own their properties. They actually, the people that's on there, the people that's on these other sites, the company owned the property. So that's another thing too as well, because by the company owning their own property, they can, you know, make the revenue from their own property that they actually doing the same identical marketing as Airbnb. So that's why y'all losing, because other people are just finding alternatives in hotels once again. So nothing about that. So let's look at the consensus. They actually saying a moderate buy. I figured that would be a moderate buy. They say strong buy, 24 rating, hold, 13%, sell 1. So they look at it as a strong buy, but they're moderate. They're moderate because it's not long term. It's not. I figured that was going to happen because, just like I said earlier, people are finding alternatives because you got these crazy people on Airbnb that have these crazy rules. They even got a rule you can't even use toilet paper and drink certain things, and you offer these things, and you see in these videos about people that get mad because they even clean up the Airbnb. It still be a problem, and they're charging $300 to $400 fees for certain incidents that really don't even be happening or do be happening. So to each his own, man. Airbnb is not an investment as far as you doing it outside of real estate. To me, I think it's worse than real estate. To me, I wouldn't really get into real estate. I mean, yeah, you can have a family rent it out, but look at the expenses you're putting on yourself just keeping the house up. If that's the case, you might as well just own the house yourself and live in it. That way you feel like you're getting some type of value, but actually getting out to outside to build an Airbnb, put a place, do it. And that's what another thing too. Airbnb is solely based on online. You're investing all this money just to get paid a couple weeks, a couple days. You know how much traffic you got to go to make that type of money like hotels do? They steady having people go in and out, in and out. That's why I say hotels will always be forever. Airbnb is actually going down, you know, and ain't nobody about to rent out, you know. It's not going to work. ETF, yeah, solely, no. ETF, index funds, Airbnb, that's the way to go. But solely invest in them because they go up and down like this, no, I wouldn't invest into it. Plus, I don't even think it's going to really be around that long. I'll give it another 10 years. And they're just going to fall. They're going to be there, but they're just going to fall on the radar. People are not going to be like, oh, let's just get an Airbnb. People are going to be like, oh, we're going to go to a hotel. You know, it's going back to that. So you see that nostalgia is coming back. You know, people like, oh, I'm going to book a hotel. I'm going to book a room. I'm going to call up, you know, Hilton. You don't hear Airbnb no more. Shoot, I don't even hear that no more. That's kind of odd. You don't hear it. You know, like, I'm going to get an Airbnb. Nah, shoot, when I was watching the show, I seen a dude go to a hotel and get a room. I think it was Love and Lock. I started noticing that when I was going to do this review. I said, man, a lot of people are not Airbnb no more. They just like getting hotels. And I'm like, dang, so Airbnb really falling just because of the people that don't want to invest into Airbnb for long term as far as their property and their stuff that they own to put it on there for people to rent out. So, hey, just like I said, man, it's totally up to you. All financial advice. I'm just here to help. That's all. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one.